All right, Linda. So how was your trip?
Okay, so we went from Santa Paula, Ventura County, California, to Placerville to get gas before we went to Reno to watch a air show that our friends are in with the Condors. Okay, it was fun. So we go to Placerville. We only have like 12 gallons of fuel left. There's no gas. It's out of order. So then we have to leave there and go to Auburn, which is a beautiful airport. That was fun. And then, okay.
So we leave Auburn, and then we have to go over the Sierras. So we have to go from about 1,500 feet all the way up to, I think I was up at 11,000 feet, which wasn't high off the ground. It was only about 1,500, 2,000 foot off the ground.
Off the top of the mountain.
Off the top of the mountains, but the winds were gusting probably 35 miles an hour, and in our light airplane, it was a quartering tailwind, so it was blowing us on a 45. We were getting wind shear, which just slid the plane left and right.
Up,
it was
down,
a hairy
sideways,
ride.
all over. I had to shut my mic off because I was screaming, and I didn't want him to get nervous.
So after that, we come down, we see Reno, and they have us transfer, and I thought there was only one runway that was open. And the wind was supposed to be blowing 35 miles an hour, 35 knots. So you're talking 40 miles an hour.
But this airport is like a major airport.
Yeah, an international airport.
And
so
we have a tiny little plane.
So as we come in, there's a runway that's what they have, 26 up heading, which is a 26.
They don't know that.
Yeah, okay. But anyways, thank goodness, I don't know why she gave it to us, but it was supposed to be closed until tomorrow. But she gave us that runway, which relieved some amount of pressure because I got to fly in headwind in, not a crosswind. Which, by the way, I stuck my wheel landing perfectly.
Yeah, but so we got to come in not having the crosswind and just having it come at us, which was fine. But then we land, and now David's nerves go flipping bonkers.
Well, I'm used to Santa Paula, which you've seen on our previous videos. Later in this video, we will show you what this airport is like. It's got 3 different runways. They're flying Southwest jets, Delta jets out of this place. So I'm like this little ant on a plate out there, and I didn't want to cross something that I didn't want to, cross a runway that an airplane was taking off of, basically.
Right, so when we landed, the tower's like, okay, do this, cross over runway 20, you're gonna take 26 and you're gonna cross over 17. 17 are the major runways where these huge jets are going. So the whole airport is waiting for our little plane to cross over, and now Dave's nervous, and the tower's telling us to do this and do this, so we have to cross over again to go to our parking. And so he's talking to the tower, and the tower was like,
keep going,
just keep going, just keep going. I'm like, Dave, let me just talk when we land, because his nerves get frazzled, especially because it's a huge airport.
Yeah.
But anyway, the winds were howling, my hair's going like this, and we met a captain in the lobby of the airport.
Of the FBL.
And that he drives for Southwest, or flies for Southwest. And he said when he was coming in, all of his passengers were screaming. This is how windy it was.
And then he's in an 80 passenger jet. We're in a 1,300 pound airplane. So when you have 40 knot winds, I mean, it's a lot. That's a big deal. Like, for instance, like a crosswind component on my airplane, 17 mile an hour, not knots, is the max crosswind my airplane can handle. So I was already coming in on a gamble when we left this morning, but we contemplated on driving, and then we just said we're going to wait it out because
this morning it was overcast, and we didn't get to leave at 6 a.m. We had to leave at 9:15.
9:45 by the time we departed. But all in all, we had a great experience. This is our first long cross country with to where, what I mean by that is where we fly, have to get a gas stop and actually go to a destination, stay overnight, and come back. We've always done day trips to breakfast and stuff like that, but this is like our first true cross country, literally cross country.
And huge airport.
Plus,
me and Dave will just go up normally and fly. But because we're flying all into these major airports all the way along, we have to do flight following. So we're not comfortable with flight following yet.
We just don't do it all the time. So, I have a lot to focus on in the airplane, so that takes a lot of my attention. Just because I'm a newer pilot, and I get nervous with, you know, doing newer things. So, you know, this was a learning curve even for Linda. We started out like with flight following. They give you a squawk code, radio codes, because you have to transfer frequencies as you go along. So
I have to write down.
It really helps me out as her being the co-pilot.
I have to write down the frequencies for the weather. I have to know the, I have to know 17,000 freaking things, and I'm not a pilot. So he just says, listen to what they're saying, write it all down, and then he'll ask me later, what did they say? I'm like, oh, shh.
Because I catch, like, for instance, they'd be like, cruise 13,500, you know, new frequency 123.5, squawk 3447. So, like, to remember all that, and then you have to repeat it right back to them, and hopefully you're correct.
You're good at that.
You know, as while you're changing codes on the dash, changing squawk codes, and paying attention to flying aircraft, as well as flying an airplane. I mean, it's just a lot, you know, and you know, this is just I think an excellent learning experience coming up here. A friend of ours, he said, you know, Dave, this is going to be like a trip of a great experience for us, especially on a good cross country with dealing with the winds and just, which I think it was. I think it was good that we did it.
Yeah, but then even the guy at the airport's like, Dave's like, oh, are you used to our kind of airplane? Because we fly an aerobatic airplane, right? So there's like Lear jets next to us, all this other crap, and here's our little, us two little hillbillies.
Like Scooby-Doo out there. Or not Scooby-Doo, Snoopy.
Anyway, so we got to our hotel room. So now we're going to go watch
an air show.
An air show in Reno.
So the main reason we came up here, I don't know if Linda put that in the video before, but with the Condors, they fly a Texan 6, which you're going to see in this video. They fly a formation group. It's all a donation. I just recently got accepted in as a member there, which was an honor. Maybe one day,
yeah,
you know.
They claimed a Dave Delahunt day at the Condor.
No, they did not. She's like she
they
tells me to go and do all this, and then when I get my key and I tell her, then she makes fun of me. That's just Linda.
He got a key to the city. He was so happy. Anyway.
She's such a dork.
So we have a lot of events this weekend.
Yeah.
The Condors are flying, and the Blue Angels. Thunderbirds. And
no, not the Thunderbirds. The Snowbirds out of Canada. But there's
4 of them.
There's like 8 acts, and they're doing a fireworks show. It's Friday here at about 3:30.
You'll see all that later.
And they got a fireworks show tonight we're going to go to, and then an all-day event tomorrow. So we'll show you what the Texans do and little clips of everything that we see. We'll take you along our little first true cross-country air show extravaganza mess. Whatever it is.
Okay, we made it. Right now at the air show they're doing the stole races. So I'm going to try to get as much as I can, but they're kind of far away, so I'll do my best. And right now we're in the Chairman's Club, so we get all the...
Okay, Dave, you gotta watch our tongue here. It's a demonstration, a stall drag demonstration. You got that right? Yeah, you got that? Now you gotta keep me on.
So, the Blue Angels, when they first started performing, the very first airplanes they performed in was the Hellcat. This was the next one they performed in. The military, when they designed this airplane, right where the wing folds, right in half here, you can see the seam, the 2 bolts that go inside this, either side of it. If the airplane were to over-G, the bolt that's inside the airplane, they're no longer in there anymore. But when the military made it, it was an explosive bolt that if a certain amount of G's were pulled, it would detonate and it would blow that portion of the wing off.
Oh,
so it would, no, it's on purpose so that you would still have a controllable portion of the wing here instead of it fully bending or breaking the airframe. So when the Blue Angels started operating them, because of the G's that they would pull during their routine, they popped the wing and they said, all right, no more of that. They took the bolts out and they just flew the airplane the way that it was in case. But that was military originally designed it. The propeller is so big on this thing because it's got such a giant engine, but the way they did the landing gear is really interesting. So the gear will just, instead of the gear like our T6s just going like this and folding, they needed a way to make this thing really long, so the only way they do it, it works like your arms. It does this.
Wow.
Shoulders pivot up first, and then it brings the gear in, and then comes down again. So that's what this piece will go up inside here first, and then it will bring the gear up. You can't wheel land this airplane when that propeller is down. So right now, the way they have it, you can't tell, but when the propeller tip is down, it's only so the airplane doesn't have enough left over to rotate on your main. So you 3-point land it, and you take off in a 3-point position. A lot of fun.
Dustin, you're the president of the Condors.
And I hate being on video.
And we're getting ready to taxi these guys out. We're gonna see them perform. Can't wait. Very excited. Now that I know what's inside there, it's even more amazing what you do in those planes. It's crazy.
You can jump back up on the wing and film the inside if you want.
Oh, maybe I will. This is the inside. That's his parachute. And I guess they call it a seat pack. So his parachute's on his butt. But look at the inside of this freaking airplane. It is like old school, military. And the crap that they do in here is absolutely insane. And his wife will fly back here with a parachute on herself. So you gotta get up on this plane, on this wing, and scoot yourself in here. Gotta be in shape, girls. That was great.
How'd it look? It look good?
Oh my God. Good job. That was awesome. That was beautiful.
Good job. You guys did great. You look great. Yeah, you look really good.
Blue Angels have had the unique privilege of demonstrating to the American
Taking off from an international airport.